So today we're going to fix a team with an 11-game losing streak. That's the Angels. Wow, I never would have thought that would have happened. 11 games. It could even go longer since they're playing the Red Sox right now, who are kind of like on the uptick recently. So the Angels, let's fix them. So what I've done is I've simmed multiple times to get to this point. So I've tried to recreate the record as best as possible. I think they're 27 and 28 currently in real life. Obviously the season started a little bit later, so we're currently 28 and 32, 4 games out of the division. And if you look at the Angels in real life, they're currently 8 games out in real life. And so I just tried to recreate it as best as possible. This is kind of what I came up with. So there we go. In real life, the Angels, it just seems like super inconsistent play is their big play. Pitching, I feel like honestly is not the worst part of the team this year, which is crazy to think about considering that's kind of been the big issue with the Angels for some time. I'm not saying the Angels pitching is the best in the league, and it's not even close to being the best in the league, but it seems like offensively that's kind of where the team's just gone missing. Ohtani's had a little bit of a down year. There's been some injuries, but like if you look at the team, there's a lot of holes there, and it just seems like some of the players that they were relying on being good this year aren't doing it. So yeah, it's not a good mix when you've got like not really good pitching and then your offense goes missing. That's just not going to bring you good results. So today what we're doing is we're just going to fix them as quickly as possible, try to win them a World Series. All right, and since we're at this point of the season, I figured, you know what, let's change it up. We've got some big holes in the team, and things need to be changed. I think shortstop's been a big issue for this team for a couple of years now. I feel like they definitely need a shortstop. I feel like David Fletcher really isn't the guy that they thought he was going to be, especially offensively. And I think they definitely need an outfielder. Taylor Ward is off to a crazy good start in real life. I just don't know if he can sustain that throughout the whole season. Plus he's currently injured right now, so I just feel like they still need a bat. Either way, they've even like they have Juan Lagares in their team right now. Like I think that kind of goes to show what's going on with the squad. So let's kind of go out and see what we can get. I feel like getting an outfielder wouldn't be the worst thing, and I think maybe a shortstop too. Let's see what moves we can make. All right, so the trades I'm thinking of making is for an outfielder. I feel like we still need one. Yes, we have Marsh. Yes, we have Trout. Yes, there's Taylor Ward. Yes, there's Joe Adell. But I feel like Joe Adell might be the odd one out on this picture. I still think Joe Adell has phenomenal talent. I just don't think he really... I think it might just be time for a change of scenery for Adell. So I think with Adell, Griffin Canning, I don't think you would need to trade Griffin Canning. I think you could get away with getting rid of some other prospects that are in the system. It's just I don't really know who, and the only way I could make this deal possible is if I threw in Griffin Canning. So we've got Griffin Canning here. I would think maybe Jeremiah Jackson could work too, but we're gonna go Adell, Canning, and Vera for Brian Reynolds. We're gonna get a nice little like leadoff new outfielder, and then potentially if you really wanted to limit injuries for Trout, you can maybe move him to one of the corner spots and leave Brian Reynolds out in center too. We're gonna pick up Michael Pineda, just a little bit of pitching help. Nothing too crazy, but also I'm trying to keep it somewhat realistic. Not like I said, nothing too crazy, but something that, you know what, might help us out a little bit. I gotta send down Berea right now, or do I send down Herget? I think we're gonna send down Berea. And I still want to get a shortstop. I think that one's gonna be the trickiest one because I'm trying to think of shortstops that technically would be available, and there really aren't too many. So like I'm trying to think of somebody. I'm trying to think of who would be a good name to get. Let me think. So you know what, even after like I've looked around, I have a couple names that I want to get. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna see where we're sitting at the all-star break / trade deadline, that kind of time, and kind of see where we're sitting. That way I can kind of adjust my team accordingly, because like if we're like way above everybody else, we're popping off, things are looking really good like they currently are, then yeah, I'm gonna full send it on a shortstop. We're gonna go crazy, get someone really good. Well, hold on, let's see what this trade is first off. No, did the Cubs just acquire Tyler Glasnow for, hold on, hold on, did they change? Okay, so did they completely rearrange the menus and I missed that? When did this happen? What? When did they change the menus? When is transactions? Since when? Okay, it makes more sense. But what? Okay, I just need to see. So the Reds made a trade for Simeon Woods Richardson, Austin Martin, and Alberto Celestino for Tyler Stevenson, but Brennan Davis, Braylon Marquez, and Ed Howard for Tyler Glasnow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, so let's just get to the deadline. Let's see what other mayhem ensues, and we'll go from there. Because holy cow, my mind's blown. When did I miss that in an update that they changed the way the menus look? Okay, sure, why not? All right, I'm gonna acquire Med Rosario. There were a couple other names that I wanted to go after, but like I said, I kind of want to keep this a little bit realistic, just because I feel like with this Angels team, I feel like these are like, obviously Brian Reynolds is a pretty far stretch, but like outfielder is definitely in the realm of possibility. Shortstop's in a realm of possibility. And realistically, the player that I wanted to go after, and what I should have done, was I really wanted to go after Tommy Edman, because he's been playing short for the Cardinals, kind of been playing middle infield for the Cardinals with the just complete fall off of the face of the earth for Paul DeJong. But yeah, I just couldn't get him, and that was because we've traded away our good prospects for Brian Reynolds. But if the Angels really wanted to go out and make a deal possible, they probably could for some shortstop that's available. I mean, if you look at the standings right now, the Guardians could be a team that'd be looking to add to their squad, and Ahmed Rosario with the crazy jump up of Andres Jimenez. They've got Gabriel Arias as well. I feel like maybe Ahmed Rosario would be a piece that they'd be okay getting rid of, and I'm not necessarily like sold on them making the postseason, even though they are only 4.5 games out in the Central right now. But I definitely think there are some teams that are going to be sellers that will be looking to get rid of some players, and I feel like picking up Ahmed Rosario isn't the worst thing, especially because like Fletcher really isn't the offensive player that they thought they were going to get. Yeah, his glove's great, but let's just see what we can get with Ahmed Rosario instead. So I think I'm going to leave it with this, the addition of Michael Pineda, Brian Reynolds, and Ahmed Rosario. I think if they could make those kind of moves for a solid pitcher to help them out in the rotation, a good offensive bat in the outfield, and a good offensive bat in the infield, because if you look at the team right now, Tyler Wade, David Fletcher, Velasquez, what are you getting? Like maybe 260 with them? Maybe if you're lucky? Yeah, you're getting some great glove work in the infield, but like you're lucky if you're going to get a single every 30 at bats, it seems like. So yeah, I feel like that's kind of the move. I think catcher could also be an area that they could look to just kind of strengthen. But I think that's going to require quite a bit, and I don't know if they'd be able to do something like that. I feel like getting an outfield bat's probably a lot easier, just because the catcher market is so limited already, unless you go out and pay above and beyond for Wilson Contreras. So yeah, I feel like that's a pretty good window right there for the trade deadline. So let's see how the season plays out. So yeah, won the division 94-68. I mean, like if you get good players around other good players, like if you put Trout there, if you have Rendon stay healthy, you've got Ohtani starting to pop off a little bit, you add some good bats. Because like I'm looking at this team, and like Max Stassi's like meh, Jared Walsh is a little quiet this year, Renifo's playing second, Velasquez at short, Brandon Marsh is kind of quiet, he's still trying to figure it out. Taylor Ward was like, holy cow, who's this guy, like killing it, but he's injured right now. And then if you look at the bench, the best hitter is Matt Duffy. Matt Duffy's your best hitter off the bench. And then it's a huge drop off to either Tyler Wade, Joe Waddell, or Kurt Suzuki. I think that kind of shows the quality of player that the team currently has right now. So yeah, I think offense, it's crazy to say this, but I think the offense is the problem with the Angels, which I never thought I would have said that. So league leaders, we've got Ohtani at the top for strikeouts and WAR, and then we've got Brian Reynolds, Jared Walsh killing it offensively. So like there it is. Like if we win a World Series this year, that's great. Like we've clearly done what we needed to do. The team has talent. You just gotta surround it with some more talent. You can't just hope that players who aren't known for hitting, like Velasquez, Renifo, players like that, they're just gonna randomly pop off offensively. There's got to be some previous sign of it, and with those guys there really wasn't. So Jared Walsh is your MVP. The Silver Slugger goes to Brian Reynolds. Okay, Jared Walsh MVP, didn't expect that at all. Ohtani's in the mix for Cy Young. We've got a batting title of Reynolds and Nimmo. Rogers and Thielbar are your relievers of the year. Isn't Caleb Thielbar with the Twins in real life? Maybe he got traded. Rookie of the Year Torkelson and Seiya Suzuki. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. This got changed a little bit, so let's fix that. Okay, so we've moved Lorenz into more like a long relief role, and I think it definitely helped him out because prior to this, he had like a high 4 ERA. Things weren't looking good, so long relief, perfect. Jose Suarez, Jimmy Herget, solid. The herky-jerky pitcher, I mean, pretty solid in 30 innings. Loop, yikes. Tepera, yikes. Bradley, yikes. You got Mike Myers and then Iglesias, which love to see it. Love to see it. All right, so what do we got going on pitching wise? Pretty good. Ooh, yeah. Not great there. Not great there, but Detmers, maybe Pineda's like the 5. I'm okay with that. And then offensively, Taylor Ward. Ooh. For some reason, he's deep potential on the roster. I definitely need to change that for my roster moving forward. But he went up enough to get to see potential, so I guess he had a pretty good season. So there's that. We got Tyler Wade. I mean, like, yeah, that's kind of what you expect from those players. Matt Duffy, just an on-base percentage guy. Like, he's just going to get on base. He's not going to hit home runs. He's going to hit singles. That's what you're going to get. At least he's going to get on base. Otani's offensive numbers, 26 home runs. And they're okay. They're not great. Trout had a fantastic season. Jared Walsh was MVP. You've got Rendon, who had a really strong season as well. Ryan Reynolds, killer 400 on base percentage. Love to see that. Brandon Marsh was pretty quiet. And then Max Stassi, kind of what he's doing in real life. It's like, this is actually pretty close to what he has in real life. A little bit better, but pretty close. And then Ahmed Rosario, how did he do? Kind of the same as when we picked him up. So nothing really changed too much. I might just put Brian Reynolds at the top and rock like that. So taking on the White Sox. I mean, this is gonna be a tough matchup. Like, I don't fully expect it to be that easy, but it was. Okay, so here, this is where things get difficult, because if I change up the rotation too much, hold on, because if I change it up, Otani loses his DH spot. So I'm gonna have to, all right, so it's gonna be, so Syndergaard, Otani's gonna go here. Let's go with Syndergaard, Otani, Sandoval, Detmers, Pineda, which means DH is, the DH still stayed Otani. Perfect. Okay, sometimes if you change it up, Otani loses the DH spot and they'll throw a different pitcher in the DH spot. So that's just something to keep an eye on. Hopefully we should be okay against the Blue Jays here. We win the second, we win the third. Detmers gets the win there. Pineda loses, but we still got 2 games to win, and we're in the World Series taking on the Cubs. The Cubs? There's no shot the Cubs make the World Series. What do they got going on here? They didn't make any offensive changes. How is this offensive team making the World Series? That makes no sense at all. Pitching wise, like, Glasnow is a great addition and all, but the Cubs? What was their record? 99-63? How? As much as I love the Cubs, like, we can't lose to them, right? We can't. Okay, that's a good start. 2 5-1 wins. Lost there. Oh wow. Okay, all right. Let's close this game. Let's close this series out. Let's go with like some. Yeah, let's rock these ones. Let's rock the old school. Maybe that'll bring us some luck here. We're gonna have Otani on the mound. I don't want Fletcher as the DH though. Who are we facing? Glasnow. I guess we go Tyler Wade, huh? Or Taylor Ward, not Tyler Wade. Taylor Ward, and maybe like Rendon in the 2, and then something like that. All right, I guess we go like that. So a single is started off, a fly out, a fielder's choice. Not great. I'm gonna need Otani to be his best on the mound, his best, and somehow keep the Cubs quiet. 99 wins for the Cubs? The Cubs are going to be lucky if they get like 70 this year. 1 run finally scores. Thank God. All right, so we've got 1 out here. 2 runs are in. And then a double play. Nico Horner goes deep. It's 2-1. Patty Wisdom. 2-2. What is going on? Who are these Cubs? Can I get these Cubs in real life? Can I get the Nico Horner, man? Stop. What is going on? What is going on? 4-3. Can we? All right, tie ball game. Rendon ties it up. Trout with the double, and then a 3-run home run from Jared Walsh. There we go. 7-4. We're going to leave Ohtani in for another inning. We get a little greedy there. 7 innings from Ohtani. Things are looking good. Another 2 runs come in from Ahmed Rosario, and it is 9-4. I think that locks it up. I think that's a World Series for us. I guess Ohtani can stay in. I didn't mean to keep him in, but he stayed in. He stayed in. And just to be safe, we'll take him out here just because I don't want him to like completely fall apart. And since we do have quite a bit of a lead, let's just bring in Myers and hopefully he can shut it down here. Why are you sack bunting there? We won. Jared Walsh had the home run, 3-run home run, and that is the World Series. So obviously the players that are acquired are a little bit over the top with, you know, a Brian Reynolds probably being the biggest one. But if you could just get a couple pieces to this team, you could definitely make a playoff push. They're not out of the waters just yet. Let me see. Let me see where they're at in the wild card, because like it can't be too far off, right? Like the season's still fairly young. They definitely could be in the mix. They are currently a half game out of the wild card. Half game. So no, that can't be right. No. They're a few games out. Why is it saying a half? Oh, extended postseason this year. That's right. So yeah, it says they're a half game out. They definitely could make it in, right? Like there is that chance to do it. So they just need a couple pieces. Ohtani's your World Series MVP. Trout was the playoff MVP. There you go. Like I said, you got to get the players full firing on all cylinders. You got to get them going. And like I said, I'm surprised that like the pitching isn't as bad as it is. Again, they definitely could use a little bit of pitching to help them out, and then get those offensive bats moving. Maybe bring in a little bit more protection for Ohtani, Trout, Rendon, and then maybe Walsh will start to pop off a little bit. I definitely think they could use another outfielder. I definitely think that middle infield is a little weak, but like they need some help, and there's definitely going to be bats out there. I think the Cubs have a couple bats that they could reach out to. Like I fully see the Cubs being sellers. I definitely think there's going to be some other teams out there. I mean, maybe the Tigers could be sellers. Maybe the Royals. The Royals are probably going to be sellers. Benintendi is having a crazy good season. That could be a bat that could be available to add to that outfield. There's definitely some players out there. Can the Angels make the right moves? That's the big question. But today we fixed them. I hope you enjoyed it. A short little video just to kind of change it up from the normal rebuilds. Have some fun with it. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Did you enjoy today's video? If you did, I've got another one for you right here. Boom. Right there. Check it out. It's going to be great. Recommend this one.